and welcome to another round of Sports Views. Tonight I am reviewing the World Juniors gold medal game. Canada 0, USA 2. Canada loses to the USA. The USA win another gold medal, their fourth in 10 years. Canada wins another medal, but they are the first loser. They win a silver. Not bad, but kind of anticlimactic after all they've done in this tournament. The goals were scored as follows. 6 minutes left in the first period. The puck is shot. A snipe falls to Alex Turcotte. He taps it in past Devin Levi. You can't really blame Devin Levi for that one. The defense was asleep. Kind of was a little bit shielded. Shielded. You can't get mad at that. 1-0 USA. Then right at the start of the second period, Trevor Zegras picks up the puck after it goes behind. He wraps around and puts it past Devin Levi. He couldn't close it down quick enough. And it's 2-0. That's the way it would end. Nothing else. Canada did not play well tonight. They weren't great. Yes, they outshot the USA. They were equal in possession, but when it mattered, they fell apart. They got their show ran for 20 minutes. Not really even 20 minutes, like 15 minutes. End of the first period, start of the second. Got their show ran. That's all that needed to happen. Canada could never get back into it. They made shots, but they just stood on their head. They just stood on their head. And Spencer, U.S. goalkeeper, he stood on his head. Had a brain fart there. Spencer, U.S. goalkeeper, stood on his head. Stood on his head, and he had a shutout. Man of the match, no question. But Canada, they did not show up. Byram didn't show up. Byfield didn't show up. Peltier didn't show up. Nobody showed up by Devin Levi. This was a match of the goalies. But Canada didn't help their goalie. He got hung out to dry. Hung out to dry. I thought they were better than this. They kick everybody's behind in this tournament but Slovakia and still beat Slovakia. Every power that they face, they slap them around the ice. They face the USA. Oh, really? It's like they were frauds. This is not the time to come up empty. This is not the time to come up with no performance. The defense, trash. The forwards, what? The forwards, honestly, for me, if there was a silver lining with the skaters, Byram was better than all the forwards. Now, okay, he showed up. He showed up, but not early enough. Kind of like the Leafs past season. They never showed up early enough. They always were down early. Then they show up, wake up, come back, fall asleep a little bit, either blow it or somehow win. He didn't show up early enough. He showed up when they were coming back, offensively, getting shots. But other than that, defensively, not great. Wasn't the best. The defense wasn't great. They were getting ran around, at least not good enough for when it mattered. You had to keep it 2-0, great. But it was 2-0. Sure. Like, tell me that. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Your show got ran. Then you come back, but not really. Stands on his head. Spencer stands on his head. There you go. There you go. That's all she wrote. All she wrote. Canada fell apart. They fell at the final hurdle. That was anticlimactic. I'm not trying to go after everybody, but that game was not the Canada we've been watching this whole tournament. What changed besides Devin Levi? He kept them in it. He tried. He got hung out to dry by everybody else. I ain't gonna blame Devin Levi. He was player of the tournament for Canada. He's gonna be in the NHL sooner rather than later. Player of the tournament. I ain't blaming him. He's probably the reason we got here. If we had goalkeeping controversies, yeah, if we had them like before, we wouldn't have been here. We were probably dominant because of him. Honestly, looking at this game, that's probably the truth. Was it ever the forwards? Was it ever the defense? Not really. Not really. Devin Levi made it look better for us. Because he kept saving pucks. Yeah, he kept saving pucks. So for me, it was him. For me, it was him. I cannot say that it was anybody else. Byfield wasn't that great to me. Yeah, 2 goals, 4 assists. Yeah, that's not great for a second number 2 pick. Number 2 pick for the Kings. Yeah, 2. Not great. Not great. Everybody was like dream team, and everybody woke up to the hype because it was like, oh, they beat Germany so bad, a shorthanded Germany. Then they have a hard time against Slovakia. They win though. Switzerland, they beat the tires off of. They beat the tires off Finland. The Czechs, they kind of have a hard time with, but they beat them. They get better. They wake up. They push forward. They beat the tires off of Russia. Then the USA, they lose. Did they run out of gas? Like, what would you tell me? Now, the U.S. had a great game. They did what they had to do. I'm not trying to keep against them. U.S. had a great game. Spencer stood on his head. Zegras, Turcotte, Caulfield. Great. That top line gave them the game. Gave them their power, gave them their belief, momentum. That top line dominating trickled down to the rest of the team. That top unit dominating gave the U.S. hope and belief. Like, oh, we're still in their heads. We're still on them. They can't beat us. Well, guess what? We couldn't. Canada could not beat them. They could not. Not once did they even have a moment where I thought they could get back into this game. Because even though they outshot them, even though they were putting pressure on, I'm like, nah, they got to score. To me, I was like, they got to score before the end of the second period because they were getting pressure. That's when they needed to score that first goal. They couldn't. So I was like, okay, they got to score 2 in the third. Now, junior hockey, you could score pretty quickly, but this reminded me of a Leafs game, not a junior game. I knew after the second period, they may score 1, they ain't scoring 2. Guess what? They didn't score any. The U.S. shut them down. Rightfully so. Canada believed their own hype. They ran out of gas. Devin Levi did all he could, but nobody else could back him up. It's done. Canada loses. The U.S. gets the gold medal, and you know what? They deserved it. They deserved it. They played a masterful game of hockey. They played a masterful game of hockey. They deserve to win. I'm not saying they didn't. This was not the Canada we saw this whole tournament. This was different. They acted like the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'm a Leafs fan. Yeah, I'm a ranting YouTube guy who seems a little bit like the other hockey ranting guy who normally rants about football, but since it's the off season, Canada soccer shirt, I'm going to talk about hockey. Seems obvious, doesn't it? Doesn't it? No hate. He inspires me. But there's a reason I talk about football more than I do hockey. I don't want to step on toes. But if he sees this video, hello, Steve. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. But He probably runs into hockey videos a lot, so. Trust me, it's all out of love and respect and, what is it called? Inspiration, yes. I have brain farts a lot, too. I just don't edit these. I don't have the jump cuts. This is an iPhone. Yeah, so, whatever. See, you get me in the moment. That's probably the main difference, but whatever. Yeah, the U.S. deserved to win this match. This game. They deservedly won. Man of the match, Spencer, their goalkeeper, of course. Goalie, goaltender, sorry. Don't go all Bob Bradley on me. Again, football. My main sport is football. My main sport is football. It's close enough. Allow me, I love both, but football. Alright? Don't go all Bob Bradley on me when he said goalie at Swansea. Don't. Alright? Goaltender. Their goaltender, man of the match, player of the game, whatever. And yeah, he deserved it. Shutout. Amazing. Amazing. He pulled a Devin Levi on Devin Levi in Canada. Even though Devin Levi was great in this game, he was the player of the tournament for Canada. U.S. won deservedly. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. We lost. Bad. We got owned. Simple as. Canada got owned. They ran out of gas. They believed their own hype. They got owned. Are they the best World Junior team since 2005? I don't know anymore. Are they in that conversation? No, you have to win the medal. They didn't. They didn't win the medal. They're not in the conversation. I don't care if you kick everybody's butt. But Slovakia and the USA. You lost. You're not in the conversation. It isn't. I'm sorry. They're not in the conversation of best World Juniors team with the 2005 team. That 2005 team was juiced. They dominated the whole way. Now, they choked. They fell at the final hurdle. That's all I could say. So, with that, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. Friday, I have NFL Wildcard Weekend predictions because, again, MLS offseason. I got to talk about something to keep the views up. So I talk about gridiron football instead of real football for a month. Except there will be some CONCACAF in the middle of the month. But whatever. Wildcard predictions. I'm Ron and I'm out. Peace.